All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between our visitors and the Houston Texans. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Get in the weight room. Go ahead. Go.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 32-yard line.
For the set. 19. And 54. 24 is the mic. I'm coming. 6. 24 is the mic. 59. It's our time, guys. It's our 54. Check three.
From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to go for a big play down. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 68 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, this has been a quick strike offense all season long, finding many different ways to manufacture big plays.
They had a big playoff preview today in the papers, and it was about who would set the tone. Well, they just set the tone right there. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
One. Under 10.
Three.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Check motion.
Mariota to throw it.
You ain't doing nothing today.
It's complete to Jones. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
A gain of 17, but it brings up 3rd down.
Go, Mike. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go.
He may try and run for this.
Switch.
And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
And the Raider first down.
Not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And some room to work. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A lot more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Defense, let's go. Wide motion.
2nd and 5 now. Mariota flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Right there in the middle, 55. Here we go, D. Here I come.
On third down, Mariota. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
On first down, it's Watson.
Come on, QB, come on.
Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
At the 46-yard line.
Finish that. 18. Mike 40, Mike 40. Watch the run, watch the run. 59.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And Marquell Lee with a stop defensively.
Here comes the boom.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Mike set. 18. Mike's 5-4. Go, go, go. 24. Zoom, zoom. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
On 2nd and 9. Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 21. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
I don't think you got it, son.
Check Mike 40. Check
54. Watch a slap. Watch a slap.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
With the score, Texans 7, Raiders 3.
We're set. 18.
Mike right here. We'll go Mike 40. Mike 40. Check pass. Check pass.
40's Mike. 40's the Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing. Go! Hey, 40's Mike. 40's
From the gun on third, Watson. He finds Coleman. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans push further out in front. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they got it 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
On 2nd and 10, Mariota, he sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Mariota. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Telvin Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go!
At their own 37-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back in this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Mike.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, I'm coming.
Throwing is Mariota. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
At the 48-yard line.
40 set. 19. 59. Hot seven.
After the interception, here's Watson. And the catch made by Hopkins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Motion!
On first down, Watson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Xavier Howard with a good coverage that time as he was there and knocked it away. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
On second down, it's Coleman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Check. 24 is the mic. Coming in. Haywood. 24 is the mic. And him go.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He's going to go for it all. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Nice job, bro. Keep doing it.
Deshaun Watson,
Touchdown, baby.
4
I see
touchdown
you.
passes now in the ball game. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Go, boys. Bring it up.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Mariota escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on. Mariota now to throw on first down. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Mariota on the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. And it's incomplete. It's a dangerous pass. That's what it was. And it brings up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
51's the mic. 51's the mic.
It's me alone.
Three. Mike, 51. Mike.
They'll throw again. Mariota. Oh, good move. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
A gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. 3rd and short yardage, Mariota. And this is caught. It's Parker. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
They run. It's Johnson. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Mariota dancing to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Aaron Lynch, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. To try again after the sack. Mariota, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it, but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
3rd and long here for Mariota. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Hey, alert! 24 spots. Here we go. 24.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Watson now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
58, right over there, right over there.
The final shot before the break. Watson eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Off the play fake, Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing, Mariota. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Where are they, team? Mike 55! Mike 55! Get your swerve on! 3.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught by Aguilar. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Mariota now, just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. To throw is Mariota. The open man here, Renfro. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Here we go.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On play action, Mariota looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. A throw over the middle, taken in. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
Bound to lose one. Right there. 54, right there, 54.
Mariota to throw for it on fourth. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. You remember me?
Back to throw, Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The rookie there defensively to knock it away, Trayvon Mullen.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
No. Off. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Alert.
He's creeping.
Watch twist.
3rd and 2, Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And now off to the races down the right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Strong right. 4 down. Alert.
Here's Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Here we go. 24 is the mic. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. 26. 24 is the mic.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown, Houston. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That's good for 28 yards. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Parker unable to get that one, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Let's put that team on the bus.
Mariota again. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Telvin Smith able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And the Raiders have got him. Malik Collins. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
Mariota now. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. The Raiders on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Now Mariota on fourth down. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And this Texans defense stands tall. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
36.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Set. 18. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the edge. 54 is down. He's coming. 24 is the mic. Watch switch. 59. Ball trot. Watch the slant.
Watson down to throw. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Take it.
From the gun, here's Watson. Now he's flushed out left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
They run it with Jacobs, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
We'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Gonzalez set to kick off.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? It's a foot race. He's at the 30, the 20, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Touchdown, baby, let's go.
Tevin Coleman. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had 3 points last time. But they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super tough.
And an alley to run. Fighting through it. He's got space. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, 5. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown.
51's the mic. Strip the
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Blue line. You don't want it? One.
3rd and goal, Mariota. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Hey, all right. Good job. That's it. Good job, baby.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Texans 49, Raiders 13.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Kill.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston. select the team you want to join. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the left.